To demonstrate their capacity level and competence attainment, this new critical care unit was recently built and commissioned for service and has been in operation since August 2016. Fitted with world-class equipment, it's got an 11-bed all-purpose build that allows medical treatments to be top-notch.
The critical care unit consists of different sections. And original critical care unit before we moved here was actually set up in 2004 by Lagos State government to do open heart surgery. And now we're doing even more than that. We have an intensive care unit, 14-bed intensive care unit, where very critically sick patients can be taken care of. We have monitors that can do so many different things, including invasive pressure monitoring. We have ventilators, or what is popularly known as life support machine. We have 10 of them in our ICU. We became operational in August of this year, and we've taken care of a number of patients already, and we still have patients who are on admission right now that are getting care there. In addition to the intensive care, we have an operating room where we do all types of surgeries. We intend to start the cardiac surgery program back, where we're doing open heart surgery. We're doing different types of orthopedic surgeries, including joint replacement surgeries, knee and hip. We're doing urologic surgeries, general surgery, you name it, we do everything, including brain surgeries. When you see what is there, it's definitely world-class. You can compare it to anywhere in the world.
At the upper floor is the dialysis unit for patients with renal challenge. When it comes to kidney transplant procedure, LASUTH says it has a policy. Simply put, that working document strives to maintain the integrity of both the donor and the patient who needs it.
Kidney transplant program is a new thing. But way before that, 12 years ago, we actually started doing the open heart surgery at LASUTH. And what Lagos State government did, initial one, people came from overseas. They came from the US, from the UK. I was one of those who came from the US and was involved in that program. But what Lagos State government has done since then is to bring people in, employed, Lagos State government employees working in this hospital who have been trained overseas. We have a cardiac surgeon, we have a cardiac anesthesiologist, we have perfusionists. The core team of what you need to be able to do an effective cardiac surgery program is already here, presently domiciled in this hospital. Now we're moving to the kidney transplant. That has taken off. I think 2 cases have been done already. There's a 3rd one that is in the process now. Okay. I'm trying to spearhead a program where we may even begin to do liver transplants, because that's another problem that is coming up in this environment, and we're not able to do anything for those patients. By the time they come, it's too late to be able to get them on a plane, to send them somewhere where they can go and have a liver transplant. But we have people, Nigerians, who have been trained, that have the skills to be able to do these things. When they see facilities like this here, it will encourage them to want to come back home and become a part of what we're doing.
There's the surgery room that can handle virtually all kinds of surgeries, including the open heart procedure. Interestingly also is the fitted cameras connected to learning rooms for medical students without having to be at the live theater room. This machine here allows you to do a hip and knee replacement with the sense of accuracy that it requires.
These beds are ICU beds. They are multifunctional. They can do so many different things. We can extend it if we have a tall patient. Okay. We can change the length of the bed depending on how tall the patient is. Because of what we do, we need to be able to position, in addition to just the regular up and down movements of the beds. The patient has some control on the inside. They can raise the head of the bed up. Sometimes where you nurse the patient, especially if they had brain surgery, if the doctor says, keep the head of the bed at 30 degrees, you don't start guessing. You don't need to guess. You don't need to guess. You just move it until it gets 30 degrees. So you know. Until
that lever settles on 30 degrees.
The ball. Yeah. The ball bed. settles on 30, so you know precisely where you have the patient. In addition to all that, sometimes we want to do something for the patients. We need to be able to tilt the head of the bed. We need to position the bed with the head of the bed down and actually tilt it and get the head of the bed down.
Some injury in the mouth or something.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
And if we need to reverse it the other way, we can do that. So this is a very specialized bed.
This is not for the photos. This is not for commissioning.
No.
This
is happening. We've been taking care of patients here since August.
This year?
Yes. So this is not photo op at all. This is real life. Patients have been on these beds. Okay. And if we have a patient that, because of the critical nature of the patient's case, we need the patient to sit up in a chair, but we don't want to get him out of the bed. One button, and this bed turns into a chair. So you don't need to get the patient out of bed to be able to sit up.
Already, referrals are coming from the United States of America and beyond, following the commencement of operations here. All the beds, for instance, are fitted with oxygen pipes, suction device, cameras, monitors, and more. The essence is to allow for one-stop treatment without having to move patients around except for surgery.
See, it's easy to talk about things until you see, and I'm glad that this program is taking place because they'll be able to see some of these things. Although, watching something on TV sometimes doesn't really give you a good impression, but at least it gives an idea of, wow, there's somebody who came from the US, brought a patient from the US here, and when he walked in here, he's a nurse, by the way, the person is a nurse, and he was telling me, he came to my office and he was telling me, when he first walked in, he was just blown away. He couldn't believe. He had to kind of wipe his eyes, wondering, is he in Nigeria or is he somewhere else? And that's what we're trying to do. We want to do something that is different from the usual. While we're working on the facilities, we're also working on the human resource part of it. There's no point having this type of facility and then you have people who are not competent to be able to use the equipment. Or the wrong attitude, exactly. So all of that we're working on. And pretty soon, what we want to do is reverse the brain drain where Nigerian doctors are moving overseas because they have nowhere to work. Also, instead of going to India, maybe people from Ghana and those other West African countries can be coming to Nigeria in a reverse medical tourism kind of thing.
The story of this health community is that of a journey than a sprint race. So it is work in progress.
I don't want to blow a trumpet saying that it's 100% successful, but at least 95% successful. Yes, because we've had, patients coming in for surgery, blind in both eyes, and after surgery they just, dancing and jubilating, very happy, that they can now see. Well, there are some surgeries, if you have surgery for glaucoma, for example, we know that glaucoma causes permanent damage. So the earlier you detect it, the better. Surgery after glaucoma, you might feel, disappointed that, you are not seeing, but you must have been told that the chances, the prognosis will have been explained to you. But things like cataract, or even apart from cataract, provided you come early, and anything that we cannot handle here, we don't, we now maybe have to refer to where it can be done.
I think we are doing quite well. We can face most of the challenges surgically, medically, pediatrics. The only constraint is some of them you can't deliver free. But there's a big hope now because the Lagos State has signed the insurance law, has signed it, put it into law. So by next year, and I know the Commissioner of Health is working really, really hard. But because the state can't afford to provide medical services for everybody. So now, next year, hopefully premiums will be paid. There's a lot of things going on now to put it together so that we can have insurance agencies that will take up, people will start paying premiums. And once that happens, then we'll be able, the stage is set for us to go the next step, which is what you're asking.
There is still a bit to be done in attaining the status of a fully integrated tertiary healthcare facility. The work is on, and hopefully this could be Nigeria's flagship center in terms of health solution. Having world-class health institutions or aspiring ones scattered across the country shouldn't be so much of a break-the-bank project. The first consideration is signaled from the policy for qualitative healthcare, then partnerships and funding will follow seamlessly. We must work to get our priorities right. When that happens, many more LASUTHs will emerge. Thank you for staying with us this week. Join us again next week. Bye for now.